following on from our webinar, we've had just a few really interesting questions, so we thought we would maybe discuss those and we'll be able to offer them out to everybody again. The first question here we've received is, have wikis been used as part of the EHC or annual review process? Well, from my perspective as a parent, from the very beginning in year 9 when my son started using his wiki, we have used his wiki at every single review. You know, he's present, he's there, and to be quite honest, I couldn't imagine having a meeting now without Shane being there. And Liz, you've given that great example about that young person, and now you intend to kind of roll that out more with other students within the school,
yes.
because it was really clear the benefit for that child and for the parents.
Yes, and the other professionals that were there, the social worker who was there was quite amazed that, this is something she'd heard about, and suddenly she saw it in action with a young person presenting it, and that to me was incredibly powerful.
And it makes it a much more interesting meeting as well,
Yes,
doesn't it? Yeah. And so in Hackney, I believe you've been using wikis
Yes.
for EHC.
Yes, so they're used widely at annual review now. Lots of children, young people have already got an EHC plan, or they and then they get their wiki. But also we've got some examples of little children who a wiki has been set up before they get their EHC, and it's been used as part of the planning process. So that's been really, really helpful as well. And as you say, the meetings are much more interesting, or less boring, is another way of saying it.
Have there been any challenges?
I think the challenges are around the rollout, really. So we would like all our children coming forward for EHCP to have a wiki, because it makes the whole meeting so much more person-centred. It's had an impact even for those children who haven't got a wiki, because video evidence is being used much more. So I think as we reach more of those groups, we'll have the video evidence as well to include on the wiki. So I think it's, they feed each other. Yeah.
Excellent. So the next question we have in is, how have you enabled and ensured all practitioners involved with the child contributes to the content and keeps it up to date? Well, I've been working with a couple of local authorities, and they've had small pilot groups, and for the parents, they wanted to feel confident approaching professionals who were working with their child. So what they've done is the local authority, because they've endorsed this project, they prepared a letter for parents that they could share with professionals. So when they approached a professional, and for example, speech and language therapists, and they would like video content for the wiki, having that letter from their local authority saying, us as a local authority, we're supporting this project, and we'd like all professionals working with the families in our pilot groups to support them and contribute to their wiki. So this has greatly helped. So what have you done in Hackney to ensure their involvement?
Yeah, so I think when we first got the project, we involved all the different professionals across education and health and social care in some of the initial training meetings and so on, so that they were aware of the project and knew what was coming, and also to reassure them about concerns they may have had about security of the wikis. In particular for health professionals, they're always terribly concerned. I mean, we're all concerned about security, aren't we, of the wikis, but they have got different rules that they have to follow around security in health. So information communication was really key between the different professionals, but also because in Hackney we've kind of got this bit of a scattergun approach, and it's very wide, and you're working with lots of different groups in the community, different schools and settings. They've all got their own approaches and rules, and so it's very important again to have that communication, understand, have they got already systems around video permission? Do we need to add something on? We've developed our own templates around video permission and so on. So it's about working with, listening to people and finding out what they need in order to facilitate the wiki content being uploaded. Yeah.
And have you found Rick supportive in?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the other thing, is that we can always come back to Rick's, and they are there, and you've got your little button in the corner of the wiki so to refer people to as well, so they can, schools and parents can contact Rick's directly as well as coming through us. So that's been fantastic. Thanks, Sal.
Yeah, that's great. And you mentioned about the security and
Yes.
This being an issue. So before you started the project, how did you overcome that barrier?
Yes, so it was a big issue. It's a big issue for local authorities. They've got very strict rules about data protection, and our managers and our senior senior managers have to be absolutely sure that we are doing things correctly and within the law. And so when I did the bid in the first place to get the wikis in Hackney, we had to jump through quite a lot of hoops around the security, and RICS provided lots of information, and in fact our senior managers liaised directly with RICS. They bypassed us and the bid altogether because they really needed to be absolutely certain about the security, and that the information on the wikis was held securely and how that was held.
Yeah, so we'd encourage any local authority who's thinking about a project with RICS. If you've any questions or queries, just come back to us and we can go directly to you and explain all the security questions or queries or any issues that you might have. Just to finish off, as we're launching our Doing Things Differently project, which is a package around supporting groups of up to 20 families, and could I just ask you, Liz, when you started, how did you get people on board?
What we've done is only number 20 actually. I wanted to have 10 students who were involved of our older cohort, and also try and get 10 parents right the way through the school. We didn't want to try and do too much. We wanted to do something that was manageable to try and do it well. And then as we're doing more, we're hoping that it will spread. And I think that's really a key thing, to really make sure that you can achieve something as opposed to try and do too much.
It's like what you said, Tricia, earlier about that ripple effect.
Absolutely.
So in your opinion, do you think this is a good way to start?
I think it's a fab way, because you do have to start small. And yes, it'd be great if you said you had 1,000 wikis, but so what? What's the quality? And for me, if you only ever do 10 really good wikis where a young person's voice is heard, their aspirations are met, they can go into adulthood showing that they can do something, that they have skills, that they can live their lives as a human being. I think that would be the success, and we shouldn't get too hung up on the numbers. And I think start small really works, because it might take time, but the ripples in the big pool do gradually get to the end, don't they? It might take a little bit of time, and I think we need to put time into this. I think it'll show the benefits.
It does take time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Naz.